Hello everyone, my name is Siddhant Ahuja, and I'm a sophomore at Seven Lakes High School. Throughout this past year, I participated in the GT Independent Study Mentorship course. And I ended up creating a product which will end up saving tremendous amounts of water and money if applied to households. So I created a water conserving shower head, and today I'll present my thoughts and ideas on it. Thank you so much for coming. So there's a severe problem throughout the United States, which is showering. When the shower is turned on, the original cold water which is released is wasted. And all of that seems like a very minor and very small amount, only a couple gallons. If you look at it in a larger perspective, and you look at the number of households there are in the United States, and the number of showers taken, you can see that there's a tremendous amount of water that can be saved. So this water that's lost can really add up. And I would like to develop, or I have developed, the design for a product that eliminates the wastage of water through showers and faucets when initially turned on. I have come up with an idea which will store the cold water which is released during the shower. So now my solution is that in order to preserve this water, I have developed a design for a product that eliminates the wastage of water. I've come up with an idea which will store the cold water which is originally released from the shower head. So those couple gallons which are released, they'll be stored in a reservoir which will contain the water. The water will continuously run until the hot water begins to release. There will be a sensor which will detect and sense when the hot water begins to release, and I have several valves which will open and close, which will direct the hot water in the specific direction. So as soon as the hot water begins to release, some of the valves will close, allowing for the hot water to be released directly out of the shower head. So this process will allow for enormous amounts of water and money to be saved each and every year. Now my impact in society. My project will significantly impact society by allowing for the water usage in our day-to-day lives to be decreased tremendously. By following through on such a project, I will be able to change the structure of how showers are taken. This will allow for thousands and millions of dollars to be saved every year, and millions of gallons to be saved every year. Overall, the importance of my project not only includes how it impacts people today, but how it impacts people in the future. How can we apply the product today to help the future and help the future generations? Although it may seem like what we're doing today may not affect the future, even these small things can really make a change, and we can really make life for the future generations, for our great-grandchildren, a lot better. This project will help preserve water for our future, and will end one cause of water being wasted and used for no purpose. This water will be used for several different purposes, and although it seems like a very minor change, it can really add up and cause for the conservation of a plethora of water. So now I did quite some research, and I analyzed the approximate amount of water which would be saved, and approximate amount of money which could be saved by applying my product in households throughout America. So now if you were to take into consideration that there were about 100 million households throughout the United States, based on the fact that there are about 300 million people, and that about 150 million people shower once every day, and I would say that's the bare minimum. I'm hoping truly that 300 million people shower every single day. But I'm taking a bare minimum to give an approximate. And if it takes 30 seconds to a minute to heat up the shower, therefore that means that between those about 45 seconds, the cold water which is originally released is normally wasted. And most showers are about 2.5 to 3 gallons a minute. So there's about 1.5 gallons, 1.5 gallons wasted per shower. So the total wastage per day is about 1.5 gallons times 150 million. This is 225 million gallons of water, and that's just in one day. The wastage per year is 225 million gallons times 365. That's about 82 billion gallons of water. That's a tremendous amount of water which can be saved. The average cost of water is about $4 for 1,000 gallons. Taking that into consideration, we could end up saving about $328 million every single year. As you can see, the implementation of our product can end up conserving not only money, but also tremendous amounts of water. So now what I've done is I've created a 3D model to display to you what exactly I've done and to show you the exact parts of my product and how it exactly works. Let me just pull that up really quick. So now what I've done is I've created a 3D model here. As you can see, this is the piping, that's the shower head, that's the reservoir, and there are several sensors, the circles are the sensors, and the lines are the valves. Now, I'm going to display to you what regularly happens in a shower and what change will occur. So originally the person turns on the shower and the water inside the shower is cold. Normally this water would be wasted and people would wait for approximately 1 to 2 minutes for the hot water to come out. Now the change that I made, the solution I have, is that the person will turn the shower on. Valve 1 is at the entry of the shower and that's normally closed, this is right here. And valve 2, going into the reservoir, is normally open, which is right there. And sensor 1 senses the temperature of water going to the reservoir. Cold water goes into the reservoir until hot water comes. When sensor 1 senses that the inlet water is hot, it shuts off valve 2, therefore allowing direct access to the shower head, for the hot water directly access the shower head, and therefore the hot water will directly go and release through the shower head. Then what happens is that when the shower is turned off, valve 1 and valve 2 go back to their original positions, which is, for valve 1 that would be normally closed and valve 2 normally open. And valve 3 is normally closed, but it is open when the reservoir is full. Valve 3 is connected to the inlet pipe in the toilet tank, and when the toilet is flushed, the cold stored water from the reservoir fills the toilet tank and empties the reservoir, and valve 3 is shut closed. This way, the cold water is used for flushing the toilet, while the hot water is used for showering, and no water is wasted, saving not only water, but energy used to heat the water. Now, I would like to end by thanking everyone so much for being here for my presentation. Thank you so much. I'd like to address 2 people specifically. Mrs. Nelson, thank you so much for all your dedication and effort for GT independent study. And thank you to Mrs. Balka Ghoshal, my mentor, who has given me tremendous help and support throughout this project. Thank you so much for being here.